Oh,
Hello.
welcome to the Wednesday night hobby stream. So tonight we've got me, Ricky. I'm gonna carry on with this Plagueburst Crawler. There's not much left of it to do, so I might move on to something else afterwards.
You've got me, Simon, and I'm going to be painting this WizKids Beholder that I have had lurking around for ages. It was actually missing its jaw, so I've green stuffed it a new jaw and some teeth a long time ago, and I'm finally going to get around to putting some paint on it. And we've also
got me in for tonight. I haven't got my camera set up because I'll be doing a lot of small detail, and it'd be pointless in me having a camera on because you'd just see my desk, and I don't think that'd be fun for anyone.
seems legit, but also we are joined by the ghostly presence of Sam. Ooh, spooky. Without further ado,
And there might be a key run noise behind me at some point because, yeah, he's looking for some top loaders or something. That being said, I put in an order in before he left work so that he could bring me cards home. It's
Nice.
payday after all, so I'm going to open these on stream so that you can all judge my opening skills and also tell me if I've got anything that's worth anything.
let's just give you a bit of a close up then, so you can see what you're getting.
Okay, so I got Lightning Spear, Cabal Initiate, Chatterstorm, more squirrels. There's lots of squirrels in this set, isn't there?
Yeah, there was a lot of squirrel support for this one.
Arcbone Tracker I've already got, otherwise that would have been nice for my dog cat deck. Mental Journey, Unbound Potential, Foundry Helix, Phantasmal Dreadmore, Darkmoss Bridge, Tormod's Crypt Keeper, Glorious Enforcer, Vedalken Infiltrator, Constable of the Realm, Riptide Laboratory, Dress Down, and a Zombie Army.
I think that the land is pretty good because that works with wizards. You could bounce wizards back to your hand with that card.
Right. Return target wizard you control to its owner's hand.
Useful for shenanigans.
And let's have a look in the second pack.
I must admit, it's been, other than the one or two games of Commander I've had here on stream, it's been so long since I've properly played Magic. I'm completely rusty on a lot of the stuff that's come out. Because it's always like a tertiary game for me, with wargaming and role playing sort of sat ahead of the queue. I can only devote so much of my brain to it.
Yeah,
Whereas
I'm not 100% on it yet. I quite enjoy the commander games we've been having, but I'd still find it a bit weird not knowing the system well enough. I guess it's and then after our last game that we had, Will said I need to be more aggressive, and coming from Keyforge, where having a big board state isn't always about fighting, it's more about control.
Yeah,
Whereas he's like, oh, you need to be a bit more aggressive. If you've got monsters, if you've got creatures out, make sure people have to deal with it, because you've had a big board state a couple of times and you did nothing with it, and then. But yeah, it's because I'm not 100% sure of the system yet. But then I've got a spider, a funnel web recluse, faithless salvaging, vermin gorger, tragic fall, steelfin whale, late to dinner, breathless night, dark moss bridge again, razor tide bridge, radiant epicure, Ren's run hydra. Oh, I'll have to give that to Kieran for his hydra deck. Arcbound whelp, Yavimaya elder, Esper sentinel,
That one's good.
and Slagwood bridge.
I didn't actually
Shiny.
see which packs you were opening. Was that Modern Horizons you were in, or
Yeah, Modern Horizons.
I was guessing it might be by what you were opening, but I was like, Was that Commander Legends or Modern Horizons? And this is where my lack of keeping up shows up.
I was going to say you're lacking on it. Like they're already going through spoilers for the Forgotten Realms, and it's like, can't we just enjoy Modern Horizons at the moment?
Give us a chance to breathe, wizards. Bless them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Speaking of that, I was pre-ordering for the store the Midnight Hunt set today. So
Get off, really?
Yeah,
they've gone down on their pre-release kit size now from 18 to 15 in a pack.
I assume that's to do with set boosters being the new normal when it comes to prize support for pre-release events, because they've been working towards that for a while. But as well as putting them down, they've also put the price up. So pre-releases unfortunately are going to get more expensive.
I've got. You can put you back on screen now as well. So. Yeah, I don't know. Like I saw the D&D one that they put out, like spoilers for that. So.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I like the treasure chest that they put up recently. That's quite a nice little artifacty thing. You've got a chance of damaging yourself.
I'm like behind on it. I need to be like updating the spoiler thing, but like I've looked at some of the cards and they're like, I don't like this set at all.
Yeah, when I was pre-ordering it, I was undecided as to whether it would go well or badly, because I know we do have a lot of D&D players that sort of cross the Rubicon and also play Magic as well, but equally whether people just want some separation between their games.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
Attack of the Fly. It's a particularly large, mean-looking fly buzzing me at the moment, so every now and then it hits me in the back of the head and I twitch. So apologies if you get random mic noise from me until I catch and kill it.
Get Nibbler to attack it.
I can't do it without, because I've got my new camera arm thing set up, but I can't easily reposition it now. Nibbler is doing his very best I'm a table mat impression, sat on the back of the sofa, just curled into a little sleeping pile. He is not going anywhere.
Amazing.
There's been a fly that's been annoying me in my bedroom, and Coco, it annoys her too, but she's kind of like, she can't catch it, so then that becomes even more annoying, because you've got a dog chasing a fly around the room, and the fly's annoying me, and then the dog trying to catch the fly is also annoying me.
Oh man. At least you can throw the fly out the window. Probably shouldn't throw Coco out the window.
I don't think that would go down well if you throw a dog out the window. Oh god, hiccups.
Seeing as it is payday, is anyone picking up anything on hobby-wise?
Me, not so much, because unfortunately my budget this month is going on house stuff and parking tickets.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You want me to go half as on?
No, it's all good. It was my fault for turning up early. Ricky and I went for coffee the other day, and because he came to Bridgend and we didn't really know anywhere that was likely to be open in Bridgend, we ended up going to just a coffee place at the services. Stayed too long. It was one of these ANPR, you've been here for more than 2 hours and didn't pay parking things.
Dear.
I think
no, but we were spending money.
I know it's a stupid thing, but because the car park's separately controlled to the thing, I imagine that won't wend anything. I mean, if it was a supermarket, you'd probably get away with that. But,
yeah.
The cat's on the move. But yeah, no, we're having a bunch of work done on the house at the moment, so spare funds are getting sucked in there at the moment. But as soon as all that's done, then I'm not actually sure what I want next hobby-wise.
I think you know what I want hobby-wise.
Is it the same thing as me?
Possibly. Maybe. Definitely.
Coming up this month, I wish they would just say, so then I know that my hobby money is spent.
The annoying thing is we can't really like poke our accounts handler and just go, "Oi, tell us what it is so I can like put my money down for it."
Yeah,
Don't you want my money, Games Workshop?
they are so, bless them, so secretive, needlessly so, some might say. And you're just like, oh, come on, guys.
They're showing us everything online, so like I think we've seen all the contents of that box now.
I mean, that's the thing, is they've got better at sort of heading off the leak spoilers that they used to suffer from, but they just don't seem to have caught up on their trade side, and it's still sort of embedded in their trade policies that you can't disclose prices until they do, and all of these sort of things. I sort of don't get it, because yeah, Sam has heard my rant on this many times, because we've both had it to our Games Workshop account handlers at various times. He's just like, seriously guys, if you just tell us what the price is and let us take pre-orders, we will probably double our orders, because we can actually be...
Yeah, we can't sell something and just say, it's coming out, but we can't tell you when and we can't tell you how much.
Yeah, I figure give it a couple of years and that change will finally percolate through. And,
I hope so.
They'll get more sensible, hopefully. But yeah. I mean, it's a good time for the GW hobby anyway, isn't it? There's so many, some might say too many releases, but yeah, so many good releases and stuff going on.
Yeah, my love for orcs is making it expensive these next 2 months.
Yeah, it's not going to be a cheap one, but oh yeah, because you've gone for Dominion as well, haven't you? So
yep, I have.
I gotta admit, even though we've had the conversation that I'm gonna steer away from greenskins if I ever do properly take up AOS, I'm looking at that box and going, I do like those orcs. I think it's just one of those things of if you're an orc player, you just like orcs.
Yeah. Well, they are such characterful and, despite the brutality, friendly characterful models as well. They just look nice and fun.
I really like that new, like, Psyker.
I was going to say it's like what Harry said, like in the stream on Monday. You can never meet a salty orc player. They all just want to have fun and just play the game.
Oh, now I've got visions of an orc player doing the boys just want to have fun 80s song, but with orcs replaced.
Well, that's exactly what I did in this chat. Was I posted a GIF of Tiffany.
There we are. That was it. His name was escaping me for a second.
It is Tiffany, isn't it?
It was either Tiffany or Belinda Carlisle. I couldn't remember which, but there's me showing my age, knowing the difference that there was actually 2 of them, not just one that looked very the same.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that set. It's just that thing of going, tell me when and how much.
I'm more looking forward to relaxing of social distancing, because I really want to get back in person with my roleplay groups, let alone having customers back at the shop. I just want to sit down around the table with my mates and play some games. And the Pathfinder thing that we're doing on Fridays for the stream, it would be so much nicer to run it with you guys in person than
yeah, definitely.
Than sort of virtually. Even though virtually works, it's just not quite as fun.
No. I am enjoying. Well, I think you've got a new convert to role-playing games anyway, because Chris seems to be well into it.
Excellent.
Apart from he didn't want to be the chef because he's a chef in real life, but no one was volunteering.
I don't think I had a chance to volunteer. I was literally just chucked at the bottom with my role. I'm just going to keep my head down, I think, because that seems like the sensible option.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting little ride as you guys sort of find your place in the crew and work out what you want to do about it. It's going to be fun. I'm not too sure about this colour on the Beholder, because from the picture I posted earlier, they usually are a more purple shade, but this Army Painter Chaotic Red sat in my paint collection for a little while, and I can never think of what to do with it because I'm not painting any sort of Traitor Guard, and that would be or sort of Cordon stuff, and that would be the logical thing for it. So I thought we'll see what a ruddy beholder looks like.
I mean, you could do it as what are they called in Dune? Because it's exactly the same like creature monster, but it's given a different name, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now. They are in June. I know the ones you mean there, from the terrible, terrible old versions of Dune I played as a kid as well. I haven't played any of the more recent incarnations of it. The one with
Kieran has. And they're all busy being pirates tonight, aren't they?
Yarr.
See, Kieran should totally have joined us for the roleplay. Oh, 2 seconds, I'm just going to have to disappear off for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, so
Call of Daddy Duty has been summoned.
how's he looking, Sam?
It's hard to tell, like with the lighting.
Yeah, I know what I can do. We were talking about this the other day. I'm going to quickly swap my camera to my phone, and then we can get a better close-up of it.
I've like totally like drenched my frickin' wet palette.
So, I won't be able to hear you for a second.
Okay.
Do you see my camera? No, there we go.
Hello, Ricky.
Ah! No! There we go.
Nice.
No, I haven't done the wash on that side yet. So.
See, I'm not sure whether or not it's worth doing a wash or using the contrast stuff, like as a wash.
Yeah,
people have used that.
You're just gonna have to look at my mat in a minute. So,
It's a beautiful mat.
yeah.
Back.
Okay, so this is the one I did with contrast paint.
Okay.
So that makes it looks a bit too streaky, I think, with the big wet
yeah.
area. Yeah, so like, whereas that seems to, like, I washed the grill last week, so that's what it'll look like, I guess, when it dries off. But yeah, with that, I like it. It's one of the first big things I painted, but yeah, it's not the.
It pulls a bit around the flat areas, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it doesn't work quite as well. So I think the wash will work better. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna hang up with this. I'll rejoin you. Where's my...
He's lost his video. Where's he gone?
I'll be back now.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the other trick is to just wash into the recesses rather than trying to wash the whole thing.
Yeah, I still fall prey thing for the whole, like, you know what, just slap it all on, slap the wash area all over. No need for recesses.
So, I would know, that's what I've been kind of doing with my orcs and stuff, is doing it more that way. But with the Death Guard, because it's supposed to be a bit manky and grimy, the other thing I was thinking of was, like, getting some pigment powders instead and streaking them on it to make it look like dirt.
Oh yeah,
that could be quite cool.
But too late now. I've washed it in Agrax. But yeah, I wasn't 100% sure when I was doing it, but without the wash it looked too clean.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
For Death Guard, but yeah, I was a bit I'm in an R in myself. I haven't gone at it the way I normally would, which is just slap as much on as I can. I'm trying to move it into the areas it should be pooled.
Yeah.
And just bringing it down. But like, I was watching Squidmar yesterday, and he was saying one of the things that made him better was eliminating washes from his painting altogether.
Like not relying on them as much to help with detail and stuff, is it?
No, he just said get rid of them.
Oh wow.
He said that the problem is, like, yeah, they're cool for going in the recesses, but he's coming from a photography background, and he said that it doesn't highlight where natural light would highlight. So in that, overall, it's probably hindering you rather than making your stuff look better.
Yeah.
And like, so that's for like Agrax, and then you pick your colours out, and then you're either bleaching them with a colour that or you're kind of just muting everything so it doesn't look how you envisioned. I don't know if I'm brave enough to get rid of washes.
Honestly, I'm the other way. I envisage them with washes on, so the darkening down effect I sort of almost plan for in what I'm painting. So like this tongue that I'm just starting to do now, for example, is way too bright red. The Army Painter Mars red. But I know that by the time I've stuck a couple of washes onto it, it'll start to look like the effect I'm hoping for.
What will you do? Like the strong tone, or are you going to use a red ink on it, on the tongue?
I might actually use a purple ink on it.
All right.
But I might use a red I'll probably do it a couple of times and see which I like best. But
yeah.
Yeah, red tone or Khorgorath crimson would be the sort of logical thing. But I'm quite liking some of the, especially for weird monsters like Beholders, some of the sort of off-colour washes just to mix it up a bit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also lamenting the fact that I didn't bring any lighter purple home, so I've got the alien purple. I think that's going to be too dark for what I want, so much as I'm going to regret doing it, I'm going to have to mix.
Like, when I'm looking at them side by side now, these two, I am much happier with the newer paint job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Already. I've just... it doesn't help that I haven't got the guns for this at the moment, for the older one.
Yeah, it pops a bit more than you one.
Yeah, and it looks a bit better, I think. And that's even with the washes, not exactly how I would like them, but yeah. I'm thinking it's a good progress shot. I might take a photo of it now and put it up in the miniatures just to show the difference in just over a year, because I painted the older one in the shop, didn't I, Sam?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I painted it in Kamal then, while we were waiting for what was it? Keyforge.
Yeah, that's right. Because
I said you guys would back to spray it.
Yeah, that outer back area was became like a spraying booth towards the end. I think that's the one thing I need to practice at is actually just spraying. I just need to get a load of like pants models or something just to get the hang of it. The problem is the propellant just like affects my chest so bad.
See if there's some form of respirator mask you can... I mean, plenty of masks about at the moment, but yeah, something a bit more industrial. Like a decorator's mask.
Yeah.
See if you can protect yourself that way. The other tip for practicing your spraying is don't de-sprue your spares. So after you finish building a kit, keep some of your stuff on sprues, and then you've got a handy on sprue sort of test bit of the little bits and bobs you probably won't use, but you'll keep anyway because.
Oh yeah, like test models.
That project 20 years down the line that you're going to need one of the bits for. Looking at myself.
because we're all.
I mean, to be fair, that's how I did most of the detailing on the Leviathan. Was what bits can I find in the box that have got vaguely Imperial symbols on them?
I got. So I've just chucked them up in the Discord, so that if anyone wants to go and check out the difference, you can. And I'll check up the link now in the chat.
Oh man, I've made my wet palette too wet.
Oh.
I thought because it's been like really warm, I thought, you know what, I'll just make this incredibly warm, and that should, I'll just make this
that should
moister.
Oh, moist is such a good word. Moist. So.
The one word a lot of people aren't keen on. Oh, although I do pity the guys in work today when me and Tom stopped off and like Titch was like buried underneath all those boxes pretty much for deliveries today.
It was a bit of a fun one, wasn't it? I sat at home quite smug thinking, oh, they're going to be doing a lot of deliveries today. Oh no.
An attempt was made, though, where Tom was saying with yesterday's Asmo fair stuff, and it turned out to be Asmo not so fair.
Yes, there was a big pile of it, but no, part of the problem was that the bulk of the delivery we were expecting in the morning, so I pitched in to help, expecting it in the morning, and then we had like only 6 boxes of it, and Tom and I cleared that in 2 minutes because it was all stuff we'd had before. So me being about was entirely surplus, and the actual stuff pitched in after I'd gone off to do the school run. So yeah, poor Tom was left on his own, sort of trying to create as many of the new stuff before it all arrived, and then him, Jack, and Kieran and Titch today have just been trogging through the rest of it, and I think I also went a bit slap happy on other supplier restocks which came around needed at the same time. So, but yeah, that all. Speaking of big deliveries, it's not going to be for a couple of weeks yet. But I've finally gone ahead on those new improved cardboard storage boxes that we were talking about. So these are bulk TCG storage boxes, but big enough to hold a deck box or a top loader in as well, which most of the ones that we've ever stocked won't do. So we've found a company to privately make them for us, and we've got like 1,000 of them coming because that's the smallest print run. But as I was sort of signing the paperwork for it today, I haven't paid for it yet. That comes next week, I think, and much crying. But as I was signing the paperwork, I sort of looked over and it was like, oh, that's going to be like 3 pallets of stuff turning up at some point. So,
oh wow!
I'm just hoping that they get the delivery in a time when I'm not actually off, because I've got a couple of bits of a leave over for myself over the next couple of weeks. I'm like, oh, that's going to make someone's day.
You know what? Knowing the ways of the world, it'll probably come on my shift or something.
While 3 other deliveries turn up as well.
Yeah, the guy, like, I'm convinced the guy at with UPS like is absolutely infatuated with me because he's always in on Fridays and he's always dumping a lot of orders with me.
Do you reckon he saved them up for the week so he gets to come in and talk to you for longer?
Yeah, probably.
Which one's that? Grumpy, old Grumpy, or actually half decent, but no hair chap?
It's the dude that doesn't know how to wear his face mask, and he's he's closer to retirement than anything.
Old Grumpy, as I like to think of him.
Yeah. It can't be as bad as my early years of experience with UPS.
Oh yeah, that guy was the worst.
I don't think that's going to be a conversation for the chat, though.
No, so, suffice to say, we had to complain about a UPS driver. He was sufficiently rude to Sam for no. There was not even a vague way that anything he said could have been accepted. We were just like, no, that doesn't happen. He never comes to our store again. But yes.
Well, yeah, we put it this way. We had we had customers that were like obviously like more younger and like likely to make sort of lewd sort of jokes or gestures and stuff, and like they've never made that sort of thing to me, but this guy decided to think that I wanted to order. Well, he just assumed that I'd order personal items to the store that would come in a postage tube.
Yes.
Nice.
But, you do get a fairly crazy array of people doing delivery driver jobs. Speaking as someone who's done something similar before, because I used to do a book club round many moons ago. So I was one of these annoying book people that would come to your workplace and leave you a crate of books for a week and then come back and hassle you into trying to sell them. But yeah, you get a really wide sort of spectrum of people doing delivery jobs. I guess it's the sort of flexibility of hours and stuff, but because I remember we had one DPD driver who seemed really good, and then he just stopped coming, and then the replacement driver said, oh yeah, that's because he's gone to prison for stealing stuff. And you said, what?
Oh yeah, he decided to help himself to certain
Luckily
items,
not our stuff,
wasn't it?
but yeah, still, there's a...
No, I don't
just
think
like-
you could get away with our stuff because we were always counting how many boxes we'd received.
Yeah. Just goes to show you never can tell, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
As old Chuck Berry would say, c'est la vie, say the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell. Which actually makes me one of the old folks these days.
Oh, so yeah. Otherwise, other than that orc box, I don't think I'm actually waiting on anything this month. I've got a couple of cards on my wish list for the dog deck, cat and dog deck, so I might look at buying them. They're not going to be much though, I don't think, because they're not exactly good cards. They're just cats and dogs, mainly dogs.
It's stuff that will be useful in your deck while not necessarily useful to everyone. I thought we were about to get cat invaded there on the mention of cats and dogs, but he's gone back to the sofa.
Yeah.
The cat's come in early for me tonight, so I've just done Operation Lockdown. The cat is in. No escape. At least on the plus side, at least these washes are drying a lot quicker.
I'm sat painting with the back door open at the moment. So if there's random snatches of bird song coming over the audio, despite the headset, that's why.
I'm not. My door is open, so you might hear some movement behind me, but that's because Kieran came in looking for top loaders.
Doesn't
Yeah,
know they're rare as hen's teeth at the moment.
That's they're like oh fudge, gold dust. That's what it is.
I thought you were come out with rocking horse poo for a second.
Oh no. Top loaders are legitimately like gold dust right now. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we've got our next shipment is what, August, is it? Is the next time our suppliers are expecting to have them?
You know what? I'd rather have I'd just like buy a case if I could. The way things are going, like with those things.
So
I think we're genuinely
what
going to
you're
have to
saying
ration.
is that
Genuinely going to have to ration the next time.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what you're saying is there's none coming in August?
Oh, no. I won't purposely buy out an entire stock for the sake of it, but because I sell singles online, it really does help when I have like extra top loaders just to send them secured. But no, I wouldn't do the whole thing of taking a whole load of things for the sake of it. I mean, it probably costs more just to post them out, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's definitely a few sort of people out there who would happily buy them up and then sell them for overinflated eBay prices. But
yeah, the most decent price I'm seeing for a pack of 25 is like £4 at the moment.
well, it's not actually terrible.
That's yeah, it's not bad, but considering I know for a full-on fact that you can get like them at their normal retail price, which was like what, £2.50, £3, I think. So
That, yeah. But I mean, I was expecting to be like a couple of quid per individual top loader by this point.
Yeah, some people are selling 5 top loaders for like £2.50. Like it's just ridiculous on eBay at the moment. Sorry, Ricky?
On Evil Bay.
Oh yeah, it's evil when I can't get things at a bargain price. It's good when I can sell stuff. But the whole idea of eBay becoming cheaper way of like acquiring things now is just like a thing of the past, really.
I need not exactly. I don't like that they've made me go with their stupid thing rather than PayPal.
I don't know. I'm sort of in favour of that because, despite the fact we use PayPal for the shop as well, PayPal has always been a bit of an expensive way to pay. The only reason we use it for the shop is because it's convenient for customers. So I think we convert a few more sales that way than we would otherwise. But
yeah, I think they take I think PayPal take like it's either 2 or 3% of any business transactions. But if it's send friends or family, you know, they don't charge a percentage.
No, it's more that well, you know, the reason why I started using PayPal to buy stuff from the shop is because it was coming from my eBay sales, and it was just like, ooh, this is slush funds. I can afford to buy that. But now I've got nothing going into my PayPal. And to be fair, at the same time, I bought something from Chris, and the eBay on mobile site is terrible. I couldn't find the spot to put friends and family, but it looked as if it was friends and family because it wasn't telling me that it wasn't. And then they charged him, so he's tried to send the money back. And 2 weeks later, we're still waiting for the money to come back to me.
The only problem is they won't refund the fees. On
is
that.
It?
Yeah, on business. So if a business seller has to refund you through PayPal, they don't get the fees back. We know that from bitter experience. So yeah, even if he refunds you,
they're showing the full amount pending in my account.
Yes, but I don't think I think he'll still be down for the fees. I might be wrong, but I'm 90% sure.
He should have just taken the fees, and I would have given him the money next time I saw him.
That might have been the better way, but
But yeah, it's annoying. It's like it's the same with normal bank as well. If you owe them money, you've got to pay it right there and then.
Yeah.
And they owe you money.
Yes.
Yeah,
like a million working days. Yep.
You'll get it. We're good for it. Like, I was around. I was an adult in 2008. You tell that to Iceland that you're good for it. The whole country. Oh, we got bot.
Yeah, I've banned. There we go. Cool.
Thank you.
I banned and reported it. So
I know we've had this
Twitch.
conversation before, but it sort of makes you wonder who is actually following the links to make it worthwhile for people to be putting the bots in. It's like,
You'd be surprised. There's a lot of people who think that being on Twitch or any form of like social media where you put videos or stream stuff equals,
equals fame.
becoming the big star or influencer sort of thing. It's when I was looking to get my laptop when I was in Comet. It was in PC World, or like whatever it is these days, Comic Curries.
Curry's PC World.
Okay, yeah, that. They had the usual PC laptops and Macs section, and then there was another section entirely dedicated to the streaming scene. So it's literally like this area that's darkened up, and it's got like loads of LED lights. You know, the bucket seat racing chair, PC chair thing.
Yeah.
And it's literally all the stuff. You're looking at the specs of the laptops on there. It's like this is just overpriced. And it's like, so I asked the girl who was like helping me, which obviously one of the customers of the store. And she said herself, I was like, yeah, this is literally a section just for the parents to easily come in, walk in, realize that this can help their kid being on Twitch or whatever, and they can just buy it and go without actually putting any thought into things.
Cynical but nice.
Okay. So yeah, that's what that is basically.
What did you end up going for on your laptop anyway?
I went with the Acer Aspire 5.
Nice.
So it's a lot more decent in comparison to what I used to have, because I'm in the process of transferring all my information from the old laptop onto a hard drive and onto the new one, and I'm pretty sure old Yeller is aware that its days are numbered, because it's refusing to transfer some stuff from one drive to another.
Need me.
I would make myself useful.
You know what? If the laptop didn't suffer with that Microsoft update from last year, which literally wrecked a load of people's laptops, I would have had a few more years out of it. But yeah, it's not exactly good.
Boo.
Plus, if I wanted to do more stuff for the convention, like a bit more PC gaming side of things, instead of having the Switch constantly hooked up, then it's something else I can do.
Yeah, it gives you
well.
more options.
Yeah. And plus, I worked pretty hard with saving and stuff, so I thought, you know what, it's kind of nice to actually go and buy something not on credit. So
Yes. Yeah, and it's nice to treat yourself every now and then as well.
it's like walk in, it's like, will this be on credit? No. Here's my card. Don't ever mention that word in front of me again. But yeah, it is definitely nice to get some treat yourself.
Yourself.
There we are. He's not looking too bad for a quick 5 minutes.
I hope that's not showing up on Friday, and that's why you're doing it.
So as I started painting him, I was thinking, now hang on, they're in a boat, aren't they? That means I could just side detour into Spelljammer territory, which is an older D&D in space setting that I loved back in the early 90s. And Beholders were like the villains of the piece quite often in that. So part of me was thinking, now I've got one of these. Ooh, do I go Spelljammer instead of pirates? No, we'll stick to the plot for the moment. But, yes, no, fear not, this is not turning up. Partly because you don't really get Beholders in Pathfinder because it's quite a D&D trademark thing. And partly because Yeah,
You took my axe.
I took your axe, and also it's slightly above the challenge rating that you guys should really be facing right at this point.
Yeah, what is it again for a beholder in D&D? It's like pretty stupidly high, isn't it? Challenge
Yeah,
rating wise.
Older editions, because I've not really looked at beholder stats in this edition of D&D. Older editions would have put you around sort of 10th level when you started facing them, and that would have been a hard fight because of the sort of sheer number of shenanigans and things they come equipped with.
Oh, there we go. 5e tools. Yes, I always agree to your cookies, but you never give them to me. Yeah, it's challenge rating 13.
There we are.
Or 14 when encountered in its lair. So, yeah. That's the challenge ratings for you on that.
There we are.
So, tough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Falls under the category of bring your spare character sheet just in case. There we go. So, right. Change focus. Let's do his eye now.
I've definitely killed this brush that was almost dead.
Yeah. So.
R.I.P. brush that was almost dead, which is now dead.
Yeah, it's typhus corrosion being used.
Alas, poor Brushy. We knew him well.
Yeah, whether or not I want to attempt to do dry brushing on the bone on the Khorgorath.
Go on.
He's I've never been that good with dry brushing. Right, okay. Do you use the same colour, or do you just do a different colour for dry brush?
You do a slightly
lighter.
different colour.
Lighter, usually.
Lighter.
Yeah, I got a couple of the army painter ones, so I got skeleton bone and drake tooth. And I think drake tooth's gonna be the next one up, I think. Army painter. It helps if you put in the extra bit of info, doesn't it? Oh, okay. We got image compatibility chart. It's Ushtrati bone. Can you still hear me, guys, or is everyone gone quiet? All right.
I'm in concentration mode.
All right, okay. I thought it was just like me then on my own. It was like, oh god, I haven't disconnected and everyone's talking to me now.
No, sorry, Sam.
Or the worst other scenario where we've disconnected sneakily, just left you talking to the stream on your own.
You know what? I wouldn't be at all surprised if you guys tried to do that at some point. It's like, now we do the sink or swim approach. Let's just see how well they'll do.
I find solo streams really tricky. I'd much prefer the conversational thing, because I just often think I'm blathering nonsense when the times when we haven't been able to do this as a two or more. And
Oh, I know. Like, I've gotten a bit better at it, but oh my god, I 100% prefer to have someone on with me.
See, I don't mind when I'm doing the stream yesterday. The thing that threw me off was like that random dude who was like, aren't you gonna like cheer me up or whatnot? I was like, dude, no, I'm not your counsellor. I'm not a counsellor.
I rather suspect from the look of that there was probably just someone trolling and had you attempted to provide genuine sympathy, or otherwise they probably would have just got nastier.
The thing is, it wouldn't have been so bad if it was like early on, but it was like towards the end of the game where, because I just basically did 100% run on Spyro, and it was like on the last level where it's like you get to muck about and do whatever the heck you want on this one level, and it was like, oh, okay, this has kind of put a downer on on it all now, because like it was good, everyone was enjoying watching me go from one end of the game to the other, and now it's like, oh, okay. We got this one who's trying to do a sob story on me. Well, actually, that's come out not so bad.
I'm finding areas here where the model seems to be undercoated, but in some of the recesses, the plastic is still quite slippy. So,
oh yeah.
Part of me, and because it's the pre-undercoated WizKids ones, I didn't think to undercoat it myself.
See, a lot of people have said like it's best to like undercoat them anyway, just in case, just to make sure that they are properly done. Well, that's come out pretty nice.
I think I would second that. So I mean, 99% of this model's been fine, but a couple of the like inner recesses that would have been hard to get to with a spray undercoat or however they do it, have been a little bit trickier.
I'd imagine they do like some sort of factory
spray job.
Yeah.
I honestly thought I would have been done with this, and I've just found myself doing stuff that I've never done before. No, like I've got the smallest brush I could find. It's an insane detail brush that was already more or less dead, and now instead of just blobbing on typhus corrosion, I am going into all of these little dinks that they've put onto the model to make it look as if it's been eaten by this rust and is running down the front plate.
Nice.
Get into the like little gaps, but I'll once I finish this little bit, I'll pop onto my other camera so I can give a close up and see what you guys think.
Cool. I'm having the opposite problem here. I'm getting through this sufficiently speedily that I'm trying to find areas that the paint's dry enough on to put a second coat on. Because, I think this might be the painter's equivalent of a gaming speed run this evening with this one.
I was hoping to get on to a couple more models. That's why I just said Death Guard, because I honestly thought this was close enough to being done that I wouldn't have to, that I'd be on to like a Plague Marine by now.
Oh, I'll need to order a comic in of the artist that you want me to try and do the interview with. What was it? Kirby, was it? Or
Jenica.
Sorry?
Vampire Freestyle.
Yeah.
Jenica Slater?
Yeah.
Oh, fudge.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Jamie, the artist game designer guy that I was in touch with today, comes off as well, because he'd be quite a fun little interview. I've spoken to him Games Expo a couple of years back, quite a few years back now, thinking about it. But no, that's Sarah from Sequel. That's going to be useful, isn't it? Yeah, he's a really sort of down to earth chap, so he's quite pleasant to speak to. But he's also really knowledgeable about all sort of designy aspects, and he's a all-up artist as well. So he's a sort of that's no grill on earth left in the pot. That's just dry pot bottoms. Yeah, so he's sort of a good fit guest, but also going to be quite a fun interview as well.
Was that the person who was doing the comic book manga sort of drawing thing at the game store?
No, that one hasn't come to fruition yet. I haven't heard back from them. This is the guy who does the greetings cards we sell in the shop, Noble Artist.
Oh, yeah.
And the Hero Master board game and a couple of other bits. But he's also discovered recently the brains behind Doodle Meeple, which is like an outsourcing LinkedIn effectively for board game designers and artists. So basically, if you're a board game designer and you can't draw, and you need someone to do the art for your upcoming game, then that service is where you'd go and sort of canvas for artists. And similarly, if you were looking for rules proofers or sort of that sort of stuff. So he's sort of trying to get that off the ground. I think he started that, I want to say, not long before lockdown, but sense of time is askew.
It's weird, like, even just from me starting to go, you know what I'm going to do? I could see improvement from the first couple I did.
Yeah.
Where I thought, that looks pretty good. And now I'm looking at it in comparison to the second lot and going, actually, it doesn't. It looks fine. It's better than what's on my other one. Right, I'm going to swap over to my phone a second. Oh, sorry. Purple Tentacles, are you doing dodgy?
No, I am not doing dodgy hentai. I am going for a slightly off-colour eye tyrant. So he, by rights, his body should be purple and the tentacles should be a darker colour. But
I just read the comment.
There we go.
I'm clicking you the wrong. There you go.
So I went into these little bits. I made
That's
it run
really
as if
good.
it's...
Yeah, as if the rust is oozing out of it almost.
Yeah. So... But, like, here's where I had the idea. There.
Yep.
And then by the time, like, I went round, so it's looking a bit patchy over there. And then by the time I get to you, I think it looks a lot better.
Well, the first couple of bits you can just Death Guard green back in at the sides to trim some of the bigger patches up.
I'm gonna leave it just because it's so that it doesn't all look uniform, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how that's looking. Okay, I'm gonna come back onto the... There we go. I'm back, but not in picture form.
Here he comes. Nope.
There we go. And I'm back.
He's back.
You said it was a joke. Yeah, we got that it was a joke. It's just... we,
Light of a purple if it's going to go down that route, to be honest.
So...
I don't like these WizKid bases. They're a lot thinner than the GW bases, and the painting the edges a lot harder. There we go. Let's coat one on the base.
Right. Some areas have looked alright with dry brushing, but others are a bit...
See, people say dry brushing is easy, and I always find that I can't get it to look how I want it to look.
Yeah,
And then I'm like, oh.
I always found I was more wet brushing than dry brushing. Just wasn't confident enough to leave. I mean, my entire old Necron army was entirely that technique, sort of a more wet brush than dry brush. So sort of deliberately streaky. But I guess it's just maybe it's a more arty thing, but it's sort of knowing when to leave well enough alone, I guess. And
yeah, and that's what I can't get. I'm gonna blame my colourblind this year, but where like I go from going, I can't see it, oh, it's too much.
Yeah, I without the excuse of colourblindness, I feel that it's I know exactly what you mean on it though. Oh, bum. I've clearly got a bit of paint on my hand somewhere. I've painted his flying stem. Knife. Scratch that off.
I've made a rod for my own back by
Next thing you know, you'll be painting rivets on tanks.
I'm painting the rivets.
Oh no.
Oh no, dude.
That way madness lies.
I know. I've done a couple of them, and now I've got to do all of them.
You say that, or you can just paint them back the colour they were. I think I'm actually going to have to leave that alone for 2 minutes because I've got too many little wet bits on the go there. Let's give Ricky the focus while I'm sitting back and taking a drink.
Oh.
It's on you, Ricky.
It's on me.
Oh.
Okay. So currently, I'm like getting right into the details of this model. I thought I'd be finished by now, but decided to make it much more difficult for myself. So, but overall, it should look better at the end, I guess.
Yeah, no, it will.
But then I'm gonna have to try and keep all my Death Guard looking in line with it.
Well, yes and no. I mean, you can use that as more like a centerpiece.
Yeah, I was just going to say something similar. It's like you don't have to make it the current way of doing things. It's you could have one thing that stands out nicely as a nice like table piece. Like you can make that. I don't know if there's like a commander equivalent of a tank, or if a named
Just
named character or
one
whatnot.
that gets taken off second if he's fielding two of them.
Hmm?
The one
Yeah,
the one takes off second.
Or if they do go for the other one, for this one first,
Just swap
them out.
yeah. It's like, no, you are the shiny one. You get to stay on the table.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same reason that sergeants always survive to last.
Yeah, because they get done up nicer, don't they?
Yeah.
So I'm attempting to do some like edge highlighting now on the Khorgorath's bone. It's not much on the areas, but hopefully I'm gonna do it some justice. I've got a very small brush for it as well. So
My leave it alone thing lasted all of 2 seconds. I was like, no, that yellow needs more. But I'm quite happy with how the pupil came out there. It's starting to look all right.
I've been looking at those models in the shop recently.
I promise I didn't pick this one just to tempt you. I'm not that psychic.
No, it was just that. just like the model.
I think it's the zombie. Oh, we might have both actually, but it was the zombie one we had in for a while, because this particular one was like, again, rocking horse poo to get hold of after the first release. And the only reason I've got this one is because it came back as duff, so a customer bought it, noticed there was a piece missing. We gave him a refund, and I was like, oh, that's too good to throw away. I can green stuff it a new face, right?
Yep.
So what do we reckon? Do each of these secondary eyes need pupils? Or do they just stay glowy yellow eyes?
You could do like one or the other, like, you know, every other one as a pupil.
I don't know. I think it's got to be all or nothing. Because they're all modelled as eyes open, and the newer kit beholders have sort of replacement arms that you can put in, so they're casting spells instead of.
Oh, is it?
Instead of that, that's a mould line, isn't it? Beg your pardon. That is a mould line. Okay, there. We'll fix that after. But yeah, what I think I'll do is wait till the yellow's dried. I'll do one with a pupil, see how weird it looks, and then if it looks alright, I'll.
You could just do like a sort of slip down, isn't it? Like a cat's eye sort of thing.
Yeah. Now the question is, can I mix up the same shade of purple I used for the first coat again? Here's what I
If
should.
you got it on wet palette, you might be able to, I think.
I have not. I have it on cheap plastic palette.
Oh.
Sucks to be me. Luckily, it's still liquid enough for just to apply.
I would say I know this great gaming shop where I got this great wet palette from. You should try it out.
I heard it. It's called the Gamers Emporium.
Yeah.
Totally should.
I'm doing that thing where I'm holding my breath and doing the very delicate stuff.
But,
It's like, hold breath, hold! And then breathe.
Conversation quality goes down at this point in the stream because we're all at the bit we need to concentrate on. Sorry guys, you'll just have to watch.
which is
this
why
bit.
Sam isn't actually showing, because like I've basically got my head. You can see my glasses coming in, but that because I'm pretty close down to this model. Because normally the model comes up to my face at this point, so I'm forcing myself to bring my face down to the model.
I don't know if it's a pro gamer move or not, but we'll see. Oh man. Yeah, some of it's come out quite nicely. I've done a bit of like edge highlighting on some and like a bit of dry brushing. Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to stick us a photo up in the Discord? I'm going to stick a couple of where we're at shots.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I'll need to grab my phone. It's currently on charge upstairs. I got free reign of the house again, so it's just me on own.
Your family down the caravan, is it?
Oh, pretty much.
That's one.
Why did I start doing this? Why?
The
Look at it.
space madness descends upon Ricky.
Oh, I'm gonna have to take a photo and put it into the chat so that you guys can see the madness I've bestowed upon myself. Okay, so Discord.
Not that good, Discord.
Miniatures.
Second coat of teeth.
Go. If you want to see what we're talking about, you can always join us on Discord.
And you go like, share, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. But most importantly, go and subscribe to us on YouTube, because we are getting slowly closer to the magical 100 subscribers on YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, and when we hit there, we get our own fancy direct URL rather than a mass of letters and numbers, which...
Maybe we could do a giveaway with some of the prizes that we still got.
That could be worth it. Could be worth a thing. I guess the only problem is does YouTube...
I don't know if it shows us our subscribers, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Does it show us the order in which they subscribed? Because or notifications when people subscribe, because otherwise it'd be really hard to administer. I guess people could send us a screenshot of them subscribing.
Okay, I slowly uploaded the pictures. There we go.
I'm going to have a look.
I guess it's going to be hard to tell on there because the phone really doesn't show up as well in the lighting.
In fact, I'm going to send the stream to have a look, hopefully.
Oh, why did I do all of that?
What have you done?
If you go in the
No,
miniatures chat...
yours haven't arrived as yet, Sam.
Okay. Yeah, I think it might be in the process of uploading still. I forgot where I was supposed to go. Oh yeah, I was doing this hand.
You gotta go to Mordor and cast it into the fiery pits of Mount Doom.
I could just continue painting it.
I know, I just realised I said that to a non-Lord of the Rings person.
This is just going to be an ongoing thing now, isn't it, at my expense?
Yeah.
Remember the same way that we ragged Titch when he started at the shop for not having cultural references and watching correct shows. Similar sort of thing, but late.
Yeah, but I don't really, it wasn't part of the job description. It's not still part of my job description, so...
True. Note to self, rewrite job description for future minions. Must have watched X.
Damn it, they're right.
Yeah, it's great, but it would just depend on whether or not you're a fan of fantasy, I guess.
Fantasy, but I'm pretty sure I've already been over why I've never was that fussed on Lord of the Rings, which was simply because like a bunch of girls were just always like squeeing over how much they loved Legolas or whatever the blonde-haired elf was.
Legolas, yeah. They were squealing over him because... Oh, thanks, Mark, for dropping the YouTube link in.
Thank you kindly. And also you can see the problem with the YouTube link. So please go. And everyone else who's watching this, even if you're watching it on YouTube and haven't yet pressed the subscribe button, go press that subscribe button now.
For each 100 subscribers, make Sam sit down and do the director's cut of Lord of the Rings.
It's not really a director's cut. There's a extended cut, and to be fair, if you haven't read the books and you haven't seen the movies, I wouldn't suggest it because you wouldn't know what's extended, and then you're just going to have some scenes which aren't fully rendered, and you're going to go, why is everyone so fussed about this movie? It is one of those movies where Twitch has actually seen it. Just to make you feel a bit worse.
Well, I just prefer anime. I just like anime. I don't think I've really been that fussed on. Like, I'll go watch movies and things. It's just like movies and stuff. It's like, yeah, I'll go watch.
I mean, to be fair, I struggled with the Lord of the Rings films because I loved the book so much when I was younger that all I could see when I was watching the films was the bits they hadn't done right.
Then again, when talking about like director's cut, like one of the movies I watched a while back was is ReZero, and they have their usual 20 minute episode long ones, but then a lot of people just told me just to watch the director's cut version of it, and like I quite enjoyed that. Hobbit films are awful. Everyone says that. See, I wouldn't even know if it was a good film or not.
The Hobbit films aren't awful. They're bloated. And there's aspects of them that are really good.
And then there's the bits with Sylvester McCoy in.
Not a fan of Radagast?
In the books, yes. In the massively overextended, entirely unnecessary, and played for more comedy than there's actually there bits in the film, no, not so much. And the problem is I even like Sylvester McCoy, so it's like, oh man, now I have to not like something by someone I like. Yes, words were said when I saw it in the cinema, let's put it that way.
Yeah, I saw all three of them in the cinema, and like, I could see why people didn't like it, but it's just really long.
Yeah.
And it didn't need to be, and it's got too much elves.
Not about too much of fantasy creatures in a fantasy film.
They're in the wrong film, that being the problem.
Yeah, it's a film about dwarves. And more importantly, a hobbit who isn't even in the third movie for a lot of it. Because something that's like 10 pages in a book becomes 2 hours in a movie.
Ricky's starting to nerd rage.
No, because I'm one of the people who actually enjoyed the bloody movie. It's just I could see these issues. Yeah. He's looking really good though, Sam.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, has it come
You've
up now?
had a look at the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like a monstrous creature. I want it to look like, well, I'd say decent, but, you know.
Oh yeah, nice.
Because it's my own one, I don't have to worry about time. And, like, literally just a case of get it out on the top floor.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he is way cool.
Problem is, I'm going to ruin the base on it, and I know that's probably going to...
So what have you done with the bone on the sort of top of his back then? That's where you've been dry brushing. Is there...
Yeah, my attempt at dry
Oh,
brushing.
it's looking good. Which wash did you hit it with beforehand?
So I used the Agrax Earthshade first, and then I used a bit of Nuln Oil as well.
Cool. Yeah, it looks very good. I'm always like Seraphim Sepia for my bone, but I think that's because I painted a Dark Angel's armour once and just like the effect on it, and have yet to convince myself otherwise. Gives quite a sort of oldie bony sort of thing, but
I used Seraphim Sepia on my augers. Like on the Noblars with my augers.
yeah.
Because they were kind of like I wanted them to look like they were in pillowcases, kind of like Derby.
Yeah. Oh, 2 seconds. I think I've just got to go and let my wife in because I've left the keys in the door. Hold on a sec.
You know what? I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm loving what I've done with the hand right now. It looks pretty freaking hot.
I quite like how the front of my tank is looking, but now I'm looking at all the rest of it and going, oh no, how am I going to replicate that over all of it?
You take time. That's what it is. Take time and patience.
He is back.
Back again. Simon's back. Tell a friend.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Guess who's back?
Oh, excuse me. Hiccuping away there. This red wash really isn't doing much at all on him. I think it's going to have to be maybe a little bit, but not so much.
Tea and 2 sugars for me, Ray.
Oh, I could murder a cuppa. Kieran, if you're watching, which you're not because you're playing Pirate.
Send him a text.
I'll have to start factoring in intermission into our streams so we can go off and make cups of tea.
Have the barbarian like making a bunch of teas and stuff or cups of tea.
We can always edit it out for YouTube. No one will really notice. You don't mind, Mark, do you? Watching.
The question is, am I willing to drive all the way to Simon's just for a cup of tea?
That would be a long way for a cup of tea.
It'd be quite a dedicated drive, to be fair.
Tell you what, I'll make you one next time I'm in when you're on shift. How's about that? Actually, I tell you what, the red
You know
wash
what?
is
I'm happy with that. Let's not do any more to that.
doing more than I thought, so... Just needed to get enough bits with it on to see it.
I'm not doing any more to that hand. I am quite happy with what it's looking like.
Cool, cool, cool.
your stuff is looking, especially Simon's thing, because me and Sam have been painting these for weeks now. But you came onto the stream with a white model, and
as I said, speedrun painting is a name of the game this evening.
whereas I started with a green model, and now I've still got a green model.
Oh, with me, I've got to be in the right mood for painting. But I've got to admit, like, the Wednesday paintings is sort of pushing me in the right direction for it.
Same with me. It's doing so much for me.
Granted, I'm painting the wrong figures because, you know, I'm going to have like grayscale orcs again for next week. But you know, it's something I want to actually paint. So I got a second one to paint up, but like I might do a different color scheme to it. But we'll see. Yeah, I put a picture up of its hand now, the one with the scully hand. I think I'm quite happy with that, with the highlighting I've done on it. I haven't dry brushed it. I've just done the edge highlighting on it with Drake Tooth.
Cool. I will go and have a look myself in a minute. I'm just in the zone at the moment with this purple ink.
I've come a long way from using just paint straight from the pot. Definitely come a long way.
Yes, indeed.
I'm gonna have to dig out the first thing I know I painted, which is one of my Blood Bowl orcs.
Oh no, I've got rid of the first sort of batch of minis I painted because they were part of my old Space Marine army, and I sold them all off back in 2019. And I had some Space Crusade Marines that had been repainted about 16 times in there, and they were pretty ropey.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. There we go, model's ready. That's far from ready. There we go.
Cool. So who have we got coming up guest-wise, Ricky? Being the man in the book now.
On Monday, we've got Cat Food Comics coming back because they've got some exciting news.
Excellent. They were good fun on the 24-hour stream, so looking forward to seeing those guys.
So Pete is popping in. I don't know if Mark is, but so they're going to come in to have a chat about what they've got coming up. You all. And then we've got Jenica Iogri. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I think it's Euphrada. Oh no.
Euphrada.
Just nearly went purple paint rather than purple ink. That's right for the interruption.
Who is the creator of Vampire Freestyle.
She's been to a couple of our physical events as well previously, hasn't she?
Yeah.
So, I think she did rather well in the 2018 one, I seem to remember. Just people around her stall all day.
And then we're trying to get some more lined up. We've got to confirm one, but it's another cool gaming one.
Yep, working on that one.
And then, so yeah, I'll be posting something at least about what we've got coming up, the ones we've got confirmed tomorrow. And then obviously we've got the second round of the Because of the RPG.
Yep, Pathfinder 8 o'clock on Friday. Be here or we'll hoist you on the yardarm or something like that.
Yeah, so
Things should start ticking along a bit now that you guys are sort of back in the saddle with Pathfinder, as it were, and we know what we're doing on the ship and how all those mechanics work. Sounds like the police helicopter going past. Oh no, it sounds like a plane. It's very low. My kids are going to be slightly gutted that I painted this because I think they've been hoping that I was going to leave it to them to paint. Because they were eyeing it up when I got my painting things out this evening. So no, that one's for Daddy.
Been a bit of a tease tonight then.
No, I just vaguely organised this evening and
yeah,
because I was working from home today, I sort of got a few bits out early so that I'd be a bit ready to go.
Yeah, I saw you on Discord, like just gone 6, and I was like, blimey, he's run really, really early.
Oh no, the kid's nan was over and she was playing in the garden with them, so I was like, right, do my setup now, because I had the camera arm to get dialed in as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Get it all out of the way while they're distracted, and then it was because as it happened, they didn't get to sleep until about 5 minutes before we came on air. So I was just like, I'm glad I did all that prep early because I'd be really rushing otherwise.
Make sure that's true. Yeah, I don't think I've tried like speed painting anything. I think I just like taking my time just moving paint around on a model.
Well, I did the 5 knobs on the stream before the 24-hour, and I'm not happy with them. I got to go back and do some touch-ups, but overall they look alright. They're tabletop worthy anyway.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that a lot of the time we do sidetrack ourselves into spending way too much time being too self-critical on them. And I think, yeah, if you just whack a few colours on and see what happens. Oh, is that the right colour? No, it's Cassandra yellow. I don't want the Anden yellow. Yeah, I think if you just whack a bit of paint on and see where you get there, because you can always go back and make it look much prettier later. But yeah, I think sometimes we follow it a bit too much, if you know what I mean. And,
yeah.
Sometimes you start painting streaks. Of rust.
and then you're in a rusty hole for a week.
Oh man, this wet palette is really letting me down tonight.
Yeah, mine's drying up pretty quick.
Third coat on the base, just we'll try a little. I don't know how well this base is going to dry brush actually, because the detail's pretty flat on it.
Oh, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm looking forward to just having like a cold shower in a bit.
It is warm. We should probably think about wrapping up shortly because we've gone half an hour over how long we'd normally run for, but that's because it's nice chatting to people while we paint.
Yeah.
But,
I actually have to
Time
leave
is
the
it?
house today.
half an
Oh
hour.
wow, it's 9:30.
I'm gonna try and get this rest done anyway, even if we.
Even if we go off stream, is that?
Yeah.
I'm going to stick up one more photo of this then, and then just do his base another time.
Oh, I'm gonna have to be careful now because I'm going around the bone area.
Did I do all of this? Am I going crazy?
Self.
Cool. So. Discord. Come to me. There you go.
Okay, so I think we're about wrapping up. So, join us Friday for the RPG. Monday we've got Pete from Cat Food Comics, maybe Mark. Next Wednesday, I'll still be probably painting rust streaks. No, we got the hobby stream, so it'll likely be me, Simon, maybe Sam, maybe Kieran. Why not you? Come and join.
Come and join and show us what you're painting.
Yeah, you can always show us and tell us in the chat, and then show us in Discord. And then nothing the next Friday. And then the following Monday, I guess we're gonna have Jenica on to talk about her comics. And then we'll let you know what's coming up after. And then obviously Wednesday is hobby stream again. So.
Oh, we're recording the game of 40k on Tuesday as well, aren't we?
Oh yes. So if you have any questions, we're going to be recording our next battle report next Tuesday. It's going to be Sam's Orcs versus Kieran's Space Wolf Dreadnought list.
Yeah, it's all dreadnoughts, isn't it?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fun one. Make sure you pack the rockets.
Yeah, I got rockets on my list.
All of the rockets. Cool. Well, in that case, let's bid everyone farewell and we'll see you all on Friday. Good
See you
night.
Friday.
Bye, guys.